And welcome to WRPB and WRPB Studios. My topic today is really interesting because you people have been with me a long time and you know how I feel about drugs and alcohol. But having an open mind and doing some research, I've learned some very interesting things about, I guess, the cannabis industry. And with me is Yesenia.
Yeah, Yesenia.
And you're with Curaleaf.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so before we get to her, you guys have known me for a long time, you know how I feel. I have learned by doing research the value of the products we're going to talk about today. At one point in my life, I said, no, you got to be crazy. But then, after doing some research and using logic and common sense, like you should do in everything, especially politics, you'll find how important these products are. Maybe not to everybody, but to people need them and they work. How are you?
I'm good, Wayne. Thank you for having me today, and thank you for advocating for us so far. I really appreciate it.
Well, I can tell you now, if it was 5 years ago, you would have I wouldn't advocate for you at all.
I know, which is why I'm extra grateful that we've come this far.
I have learned from doing research that there are people that not only benefit, but need it. Okay? And that's so important. And my philosophy is this for everybody? No. But nothing is for everybody. So the industry has gotten crazy when it comes to cannabis. Okay?
Definitely grown.
So how long have you been around the industry?
5 years.
Okay, why?
Well, after college, I had the opportunity to move to Colorado for work. And while I was out there, I met doctors and saw a different way of life, saw the way that cannabis benefited the community in so many different ways, from health to finances. And when I moved back to Florida and I saw that there was opportunity here to help the industry grow, I couldn't help but join in.
And let's come into the real world.
Mm-hmm.
You've been around product for years, okay? And forgetting recreational use, because I want to take that out of the picture for the moment.
Of course. Yeah, we're not there yet.
Okay. Did you have a benefit? Because I was talking to somebody yesterday, very interesting, and he had anxiety, and he couldn't sleep because he had anxiety.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, he started to take gummies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he got his medical marijuana card, is that what it's called?
That's exactly what it's called.
And he started to take gummies, and now he sleeps through the whole night.
Yeah, I identify with that, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so for you, are you like a gummy person?
Well, yes, I'm a medical marijuana patient. I was a patient in Colorado, and now I've been a patient here in Florida for 4 years. I actually became part of the industry and then finally jumped on board here and got my card. Gummies in Florida are very new. We've only had access to them for about 6 months to a year now. But I've always definitely been someone that liked to do like the sublinguals, which are the oil under the tongue, because they last, like for your friend, through the night, right? So you can take some oil under your tongue before bed, and for me, it's definitely helped with anxiety, with sleep, with pain.
You know, it's amazing that it's taken so long to figure out the benefits to the masses. Okay? Where, let's face what reality is. Marijuana was for fun growing up. I'm one of the few that never even tried it. Okay? But it was for the fun. Maybe this little group of people knew the medical benefits. And then research comes along.
Little by little.
And the benefits start to show. And it took me a little longer to realize what the benefits are. And my mom's 89. She has pain. Okay? So now my direction is, well, we've tried the medical other sources. Now we're going to try something different. I'm not a pill taker. Okay? So I should be on steroids the rest of my life. Of course, I got off of it. I heal very well. I'm blessed. But I'm not a pill pusher, and we're in a country where we're full of pill pushers to fix things that don't need pills constantly.
I agree. Absolutely. I think pills, pharmaceuticals, whatever you want to call them, have a long list of side effects, and they affect everybody differently. And, you know, some people can tolerate them, some people can't. If you're one of the people that's looking for an alternative, that's where we come in.
You know, and you guys have heard me say this a million times, the scenario becomes our bodies are meant to heal themselves naturally. So when we talk about naturally, we talk about eating vegetables, okay?
Exercise, nutrition.
Right. The cannabis industry is really a natural industry, correct?
We strive to be as well, we are plant-based, we're plants.
Right.
But, you know, we try to not have a lot of extra additives. That's actually one of the things I love about Curaleaf is that we try to go really to the base. Even such things as like our topical balm really only have 3 ingredients. And it's THC, obviously, you know, and then coconut oil and cocoa butter. So it's very natural. You know, we try to not do a lot of extras because then, you know, you eliminate people that might have allergies, can't use it, things like that.
So now you come back from Colorado. Why Curaleaf? Because there's a million of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so true.
let's take the cannabis industry and let's kind of break it back to the CBD industry. Okay. There's 1.5 million of those.
Yep.
And 99% are not worth the scenario. Okay.
Yeah.
They're not professional. They're just products that you can get in a gas station now. It's horrible.
Yeah. There's really a lot of
Why
ambiguity.
Curaleaf?
It's a great question, Wayne, and honestly I have a lot of answers.
Okay.
But one of the biggest is because we have such a central mission and a culture, and like at the root of it, everybody who works for us has found love for cannabis, and that humanizes us a little bit, and we just come together in a special way. But I imagine that in many cannabis companies that is a common theme. So, you know, I'll be honest, I've only ever worked as a dispensary level for Curaleaf. They were the first one I ever joined, and I haven't felt the reason to leave them.
I get that.
So, but I will tell you the other thing that's special about us is that we really have a common product across the nation. We're not just in Florida. We're actually in 19 states.
Wow.
And in Europe now. So I think it's really special that patients who live in Florida and who live in New York, for example, can go state to state and have the same medicine and have it legally accessible in both the states. You can travel to Nevada, Arizona, and we're there too. So you can really have like your wellness routine and not find interruption. I really love like that we are coast to coast, that we have access everywhere.
Okay, so that opens up a whole new door because we in Florida have a lot of snowbirds.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have your medical marijuana card, and I don't know how this works, so I'm going to state it, and then you can yell at me and correct me.
I will.
Okay, good. So you go back up north. I can go to a Curaleaf up north?
You can't. Well, so you need to have your license in that state as well, right?
Fine.
So you become legalized in both states through your physician. And then, yeah, you go to a Curaleaf.
So I don't have to go to Curaleaf here, which I love, and then when I'm out of the state, I'm going to Mary Poppins' place for something that it's not, I don't know that it's not comparable or whatever. And I don't want to say that.
No, but
I know what I'm getting.
You know what you're getting.
Okay, and I know what works.
Yeah.
And it's always nice to work with the same company.
It is.
And place to place to place.
It is. And we're working on having loyalty points be able to transfer across the country. You know, even like the look of the products, the name of the products, the consistency, the milligrams, that's the same across the board. So the only difference would be like, you know, if another state didn't have legality for a product, obviously we can't sell that there.
Right.
But other than that, our labeling, all of our marketing, everything is linear. We really strive on to be like one Curaleaf is one of our missions, is that, you know, you can find yourself feeling at home no matter where you are in the country with us.
You know, you have to understand that we here film on green screen, so I won't let you wear anything green, no green, and your product is green.
Well, I mean, you know, we sell greens for a living.
Right.
Cannabis is green. No, and it's so funny you say that because, you know, I in Florida, there's a lot of rules around our packaging, and most of it is white, but we found a way to squeeze some green in there.
There you go.
We found a way.
But when we set up the display, I made sure that we went through everything that we couldn't put up and pulled it off. So let's talk about some of the things that you got.
Okay.
And we don't talk about all of them.
Yeah.
But we want to talk about this one.
Yep, that's the most popular product on the shelf for
What
sure.
is it?
It
Besides
is
a container.
marijuana. No, it's cannabis. It's real flower, right? So obviously here we don't have any product inside, but this is what the container would look like. It would contain 1/8 of flower is what it's called in the state. It's dispensed as a 0.125 of an 1/8, right? It's part of an allowance of what patients are allowed to purchase under their card. Yeah.
What do I do with it when I get it?
Oh, there's so many options. The most popularly used way is inhalation. So most people would grind it up and either use it in a water pipe or in a joint. Other people would cook with it. You can turn it into butter. There's a really cool machine called a magic butter machine that you literally put it in and you put your butter. I would use vegan butter and it comes out, so there's so many different things. My husband really likes, it's a vaporizer. So you could put that in there and it actually doesn't combust the flower. It just vaporizes it.
Oh, wow.
So that seems to be an option people like so that they don't have the combustion factor.
Without getting into numbers,
Yeah.
is it an expensive proposition to buy product?
Well, I guess the word expensive varies by person, right? It depends. Right. But so we say the average patient spends about $120 a month on all their product.
Okay, so that's interesting. Patient. So all their product, and I'm ignorant when it comes to this. So yeah. I get my medical marijuana card, and I have back pain, let's say, because we live in Florida and everybody has back pain.
Yeah, I agree.
Except me.
I do too.
Now, I don't have back pain.
Tell me your secret.
I stay out of car accidents.
There you go. Okay. Two little kids is my excuse.
Okay. So do I get this product? How do I know what product I need?
So everybody is different, right? So everybody's going to mix and match to their desire, right? I think we spoke a couple days ago and you were like, I don't love the idea of combustion, right? So let's say I'm not, you're like, I'm Wayne and I don't want to use that product. I would really recommend a sublingual oil because I think it's important for everybody to integrate it in their body like a vitamin, little by little. Okay. We always say take a little bit, see how you feel, take it twice a day, a little bit, it kind of integrates into your routine. And then once you're comfortable with that, if you would like maybe a gummy if it's more easy for you to just take one instead of the oil, right? The other option would be a topical balm. I know you said you don't have back pain, but if you have wrist pain, elbow pain, whatever localized, the topical balm is really nice. The other options would be like a vaporizer, right? We have a really wonderful new vape called a Click. It's very easy to use. It literally clicks in like a little magnet and it has a lot of really cool features. So we would talk to you about that.
Is it like a remote for my TV too? Because I could kill like two birds with one stone.
No, actually, but it does feel really nice. It's a little square one. No, it's cool. We have a bunch of different products, and you would basically mix and match. You pick what you want, and most people come in and visit us probably about once a month if they know how to plan it out. Obviously, we have our regulars that come in a little more often than that.
Can you come in? How isn't it governed how much you're allowed?
You are, but it doesn't mean that you can't come in every day, right? So let's say you're somebody that buys a little by little, right? If you're someone that earns money on a weekly basis or anything like that, you can come in and buy a little bit. Or if you're someone that gets a lump sum, wants to take advantage of a deal or something.
You buy the month worth?
That would be a really expensive purchase. But yeah, you would buy how much for you is a month's worth. Yes, correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you said the average person spends $125 a month.
Correct. Yeah, the average person. Honestly, I never shop without a deal. Most people don't either. I think that there's always a way to save money in our industry, whether you are a senior, a veteran, or you just, sign up for our text and messaging and we'll give you all the best promos.
Okay, so before we got on and we set up this display, we had a product that sits in front of this one.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
What is that?
That's called Select Squeeze. So it literally is a bottle that squeezes out 5 milligrams of product at a time. It's a beverage enhancer, or you can drink it directly. We have it in 4 different flavors. My favorite is the hint of sweet because it goes in anything. Okay.
So basically, that's like the things that you get at the
think like
supermarkets that you can squeeze into your water.
Yeah, exactly. Do you remember kind of like a Crystal Light squeeze?
Yeah.
Kind of same thing. We have a lemon flavor. Tastes just like it.
Is it all natural?
It is sugar-free. It does have sorbitol.
Okay. What about these others? Like, I get it. That's a liquid. Mm-hmm. This is a flour. What about something like this?
So that's ground flour. That's going to be pretty similar to this. So this is going to have like bigger nugs.
Okay.
And then this is going to be pre-ground.
Okay.
The pre-ground is honestly convenient because you don't have to grind your bigger nugs.
Right.
So it just depends on what you want to do.
Okay, and now we got the boxes. So let's just pull this box that has the most color.
Yeah.
So what is this?
This is my favorite. I love these. So this is called a live resin vape.
Okay.
The cartridge is a 510 C cell. So it's our original, like the ones that you screw in that you see normally.
Okay.
What's special about this product that's inside the actual container is that it is a live resin. What that means is we flash froze the flour before we processed it to contain in all the flavor and the natural terpenes.
Interesting. So let me ask you this, because we're going to go, sometimes you got to go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
what's the process of getting your medical marijuana card?
Yeah, exactly. Good question. So you have to meet two criterias in Florida,
Okay.
right? Every state is different, but in Florida, you have to live here and prove that you live here at least 31 days a year. And that part, proving residency, is typically connected. If you have a driver's license, it's easy. If you're seasonal, we would walk you through that a little more. And then you have to have a condition, a medical condition, right?
Who deciphers that?
Your doctor, and you
Okay.
have to have medical records, right? So there are a list of 12, but then there's a 13th with an asterisk that says like, kind, or class. So let's say one of the conditions listed is Crohn's, but you don't have Crohn's, you have, something that's sort of like it. Your doctor can still put you in under that classification and show research to show why this would be beneficial for you.
Okay, so adding to that,
Mm-hmm.
okay, my second wife was diagnosed with Crohn's.
Okay.
And she was on this medication that was very dangerous, and it actually made her a legal drug addict, and she overdosed on that medication. I found
Sorry
her
to
dead
hear
in the
that.
closet. When they did the autopsy, she didn't have Crohn's.
Okay.
So that puts her in the case of she didn't have Crohn's, but she had something like Crohn's
Right.
that might not be on your list.
Right.
But if the doctor finds that these are the
she's having these
issues,
symptoms
Right,
that
symptom.
present similarly.
Okay, don't use the big words. We use issues. Okay, okay. Right.
I'm used to my daily verbiage over here, Wayne.
Okay, and that's okay. All right. So I go. Do you have doctors on staff? How, or do you
Good question.
refer, or
Yeah.
how does someone?
We
know?
refer, right? So we as a MMTC, a medical marijuana treatment center, under the law in Florida, we're not allowed to employ any more than one doctor, and they are a medical director, right? So if you need a physician to give you recommendations, we would refer you to a list of the ones in your area, and that's on our website.
Interesting. I was a optician. I made glasses and contacts.
Okay.
And back in the day, if you had an optical store, you couldn't have a doctor on premise.
Okay.
So the doctor actually had to be in the store next door.
One wall, right.
And I'm guessing you're going to be in that same position at some point in time for convenience sake, I guess.
I would say that the doctors look out for where we are when they lease space.
Okay. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I get my card.
Okay.
Now what's my next step?
You figure out, proximity and product desire. So what is close to your house, right? If you have 5 dispensaries near your house, you're not going to drive to one that's, farther away for now. You're going to try to check those out. As a brand new patient, we always recommend you go everywhere, enjoy your first time patient discount, figure out your favorite spots. Hopefully you decide that our customer service and our products are your favorites. You
Okay.
keep coming back. You have the option to keep coming into the store, or you could get delivery. If you go through us, we do free next day delivery.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
You look at that.
That's
You
like-
do have to be home, though. We can't put it in your mailbox. You have to check your ID.
No,
You got to check your ID. You can't get it in the mail.
I get it. Wait, okay, so my question is,
Yeah.
when I order online, per se, do I have to put in my medical marijuana numbers, or?
Yeah, so in our secure websites, you're going to build yourself a profile to make it easy for you to, kind of keep going back. It'll ask you for your name, date of birth, and your ID card that will have come in the mail and in an email for you once you're approved.
Okay. Do you, and we're going to get to the top of the time, but
You're
do
fine.
you find that certain products work best on certain conditions?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you are a patient who has a lot of inflammation, you definitely want to have a big CBD diet. You want to have CBD incorporated in everything you do because CBD is going to help with inflammation mostly. If you're somebody that has a lot of pain or you're having a lot of trouble with like neuropathy, for example, THC is really good for that.
So CBD doesn't come, and I don't know if I'm saying this right, doesn't come up as a drug in drug testing.
CBD on its own should not, right?
Okay.
It just depends if they test for cannabinoids or if they test for THC,
Okay.
which is tetrahydrocannabinol. So it
And-
just depends which one they're testing for.
Okay, and the THC is, and I don't know if I'm saying this right either, is the thing that if you take it, it gives you that euphoria feeling.
If you take too much,
Right.
definitely it can.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was basically when growing up and kids were smoking pot.
They're
it
just
was-
taking too much if you're getting to that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why you're guided by your doctor
Exactly.
and the Curaleaf staff.
We say go is it go low, start low, go slow, right?
Okay.
So you basically take a little bit at a time, you figure out how your body reacts, and then you figure out your tolerance. You might need more, you might need less. You're definitely guided by a doctor on how much you should start with, but in cannabis, there is a little bit of self-guidance as well. So we provide patient journals so they can keep track of their strains, their products, their time that they took it. And then when they come back to the store, they can have those conversations with one of the med tenders like me.
So my last question is, so I come in and I get product B every month. Do you have a record that I can go back to so you know what I need?
Essentially, yes.
Because I'm old, so I might forget what I was.
You're like, I don't remember the journal.
Yeah. What did I get last month?
Yeah, we do. Absolutely.
So you know what I would use and what I need.
Yeah, we have it completely listed on our internal PMS system.
That's perfect. Okay. How do people find you? Does Curaleaf have a website?
Oh, we have a great website. Absolutely. So it's just curaleaf.com. Really easy. You're going to select the state and then you put your zip code and it'll find the store nearest you. It has every single one of our stores. Actually, one of my favorite things about us has a personalized phone number. So when you call us, you're not calling a call center. You're actually calling that brick and mortar location, which is really cool. You can talk to people on the ground that will help you out when you get there.
And the last thing, it just struck my mind.
Yeah.
Can anybody walk in to Curaleaf?
No.
You have to have a medical marijuana card to walk into Curaleaf?
You have to have a medical marijuana card. If you are someone, special like you or a community member that, has met one of us, we can definitely give you a guide. We'd sign you in with a visitor pass. We can, give you a tour. But just, anybody who, like somebody from the public that would want to check us out, if they come in, we can check them in like a visitor. They'd have to show us their state ID.
Interesting. Everybody, those who know me forever, and I've been around forever, you know how I felt about this. Not this product, but about the drug industry in general. And I'm not just talking about marijuana or coke. I'm talking about prednisone and all the what we believe are legal benefit drugs. And some are, okay? Not permanently, but some are. And you guys who know me know that my wife passed away from an overdose of legal drugs. It is as dangerous. Even this product, always use a professional. I cannot stress that enough. You're going to come out way ahead of the game if you use a professional. And it will be a thing for you that's controlled. You know what's going on, and you know how to react to different things that might happen throughout your journey of learning what you need, how much you need, and what you should take.
It's really important that you get a doctor that is reputable, that has good Google reviews. Sometimes if it seems too good to be true, it is. So if you find a physician that's charging you, $75, that's too little, right? The average cost for a Florida resident to become a patient initially is about $200, and then the renewals every 7 months are about $100.
7 months?
Every 7 months.
How the heck did they come up with 7 months?
Ask the state. I don't know.
I mean, I know why. I just don't know how.
I think that
why is this money and how? I don't know.
Well, the money actually doesn't go to the state every 7 months. That only goes to the doctors. The state license is once a year.
Oh, okay.
It's two different pieces. But if any more information you need is on our website, curaleaf.com. There's a tab for doctors. There's a tab for patients. You can find out all you need there.
Do you believe at some point in time, because we know, or we believe we know, that this is legal statewide, but federally it's not. Mm-hmm. Do you believe it's going to become legal federally in the near future?
I hope so that then each state can do what their residents feel is right without so much overheaded stipulation and worry about, well, it's still legal federally, so that doesn't give us the right to make it legal in the state, right? So I think that federally it should be decriminalized and then let the states decide what their residents want to do. You
mentioned an interesting thing, because I wanted to end it, but you said the word decriminalized.
Yeah.
Okay. That is the word decriminalized it doesn't say that it's legal. It just says it's not a felony type crime.
Correct.
So my thought initially was, why don't you just decriminalize marijuana, and if the fine is $25, but someone needs it for their health, they're going to spend it. And then do that across the board so that I can go from Maryland to Nebraska and not have to worry. You have a company that's all over, but yet it's different everywhere. And that just complicates it.
Not even for
disrespect.
us, for patients.
I don't really care about it complicates
Yeah,
you.
I
It
don't
complicates you for the patient.
Oh yeah, for us, we don't care. We'll find the way to make it happen and make
Right.
it accessible. But for the patients, it definitely complicates it. It definitely provides a lot of choices that people have to make for their health, right? Like your family may live in Georgia, but you need cannabis, so you need to live in Florida because it's not legal there. You know, so
You can't even go visit.
no, it puts people exactly. You can't even go on an extended vacation because you won't feel well after a couple days, right? So
Unbelievable.
it really puts people in an uncomfortable spot. So I feel like just for you know, the well-being of the world, we need to do something to make it easier.
All right. What's the website again?
Curaleaf.com.
Everybody, check them out. Use a professional, and we'll be right back. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Wayne.
We'll be right back.